YouTube, Red Dragon here. I am back. And, well, maybe not better than ever, but I'm definitely back. I've been gone for well over 2 weeks. Sorry about that, I do apologize. There's some craziness going on in my world. Um, Basically, I was sick for a week, had no internet for a week, and then this past week, I just was too busy to sit down and record anything new, and I didn't have anything ready to upload, and it was just bad. But I'm back, and I decided, well, I knew I was going to do this a couple weeks ago. I just haven't had time to sit down and do it. I wanted to do a quick, hopefully, channel update video because I think it's been about 5 months. Actually, it's 5 months today, Saturday the 6th, that I started YouTube just as a hobby. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about what I've learned and kind of where I want to go from here. First of all, I do want to thank you guys for 17 subscribers and almost 1,300 views, probably over that now. That means a lot. I'm very, very appreciative of that. It tells me that I'm doing something right. I don't know what, but something. But I do appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. And the comments as well, some of what I'm going to be talking about in this video, I got from comments that subscribers have left. So yeah. Alright. So, the first thing I want to talk about is kind of what I've learned since I started YouTubing. If you go back, please don't, but if you want to, go back and look at the very first video I posted on this channel. It was, yeah, I watched it the other day and it's like, oh, that was painful. When I started, I didn't know, the only talking I had done during playing video games was either with the people I was playing with, either over the microphone or sitting next to me on the console. So I wasn't used to commentating what I was doing to someone who would have been watching. So that was something I had to learn. Never had done video editing in my life, so I had to learn how to do that and make sure there weren't any, weird, awkward, long cuts of loading screens or stuff like that. And then just getting the YouTube page set up was something I knew, as I do a little bit of work as a graphic designer for my dad and his business. And I knew, you see a lot of new YouTube channels with, the default channel art and no video thumbnails. So I knew that was something I wanted to get figured out right away. That's why I've got, I had the channel art up before I even had videos up, because I knew that was something I had to do. But in the 6 months, I've gotten better at my video editing, I think. I've gotten better with making thumbnails that I hope kind of get what the video is about across, and titling and tagging and adding annotations and changing up various parts of the design of videos to make sure, like, the outro screen for my videos changed because I realized I can't make the annotation box as big as it was. So, little things like that I've learned and improved, and I've gotten new headsets and my audio quality is hopefully better, and things like that. So, I have learned a lot, and I think it does show in how my videos from early on have improved to where they are now, and hopefully are going to continue to improve because I still occasionally mess things up. As far as going forward, so I had some time to think over the last few weeks of not uploading anything and not really playing many games because I was sick and busy and no internet and all that stuff. In general, the games I'm going to play are going to stay pretty much the same. I'll just run down the list real quick. World of Warships, I'm loving. We just had the Pearl event, which is going on for a little bit longer, because, it still is going on. I believe it ends when we get 6 million combined pearls collected, so I'm still trying to grind out that. Hopefully I can get the free Japanese cruiser, not free, the free Japanese destroyer that you get with 260 pearls collected. Don't know if I'll get Ranked battles, I haven't had much success in the little bit I've played since I've gotten back on, but hopefully that will change. I'm trying to grind out the Turpits and get up to rank. If I can get to rank, I'm still at rank 14, so if I can get rank 12, that'll be a good jumping off point to try to grind up toward rank 1. I'm still doing the German and Russian ship series, but that's going to slow down because I'm running out of ships to unlock. Not running out of ships to unlock. It's just going to take more and more XP now that I'm up into tier 6 and 7 and 8, going to be going into 8, 9, and eventually 10. So that series is going to slow down. So World of Warships is going to probably become more spontaneous, more random as to what ships are in the videos, and it's not going to be so much a going over the statistics of a certain ship as it is just kind of narrating a good battle that I had or a funny moment. If you guys have any opinions on what you want to see from World of Warships, leave it in the comments below. I would very much appreciate that if there's a specific ship you want to see me cover. Granted, I don't have anything over tier 6 at the moment, save for the Turpits, but I will do my best. War Thunder is another game I've been playing a lot of now that I've gotten back on. War Thunder is going to pretty much stay the same way it is. Very spontaneous, very random. Because that's how I play War Thunder and pretty much every game I play is very spontaneous. I don't stick to one discipline. In World of Warships, I don't play just battleships or just cruisers or just America or just Russia or just whatever. I can bounce around because that's very much my playstyle. I like trying out all the different disciplines of a game for the most part. Same with War Thunder. I might play tanks, I might play aircraft, I might play all Americans one day, I might play just a single plane for an hour or 2 or 3. I might bounce around between 14 different planes in an hour. It just depends on what I want to do. That's kind of why you see, British tanks. I'm looking at my videos right now. British tanks, F-2A Buffalo, Spitfire, HE-112, Nimrod. So again, War Thunder is going to kind of be the same way it has been. Very spontaneous, very whatever I happen to be playing and do good in. And stuff like that. And you might see more War Thunder and World of Warships with History Guy 101. He recently upgraded his computer and is able to download slightly more graphic demanding games like those two. So kudos to him. Looking forward to doing that more. Speaking of playing with friends, Heroes and Generals is a game that I primarily only play with other people. It's still going to be a thing on the channel. Just haven't played with anyone recently because, again, the whole gone for 2.5 weeks thing. But Heroes and Generals is a game that they just got an update. I'm looking forward to it. Well, not looking forward to it. I've played a little bit of it. It's a game that I don't typically play by myself. It's just, I don't know why. It just, for me, when I play by myself, the gameplay is kind of boring. But I think the enjoyment I get from Heroes and Generals comes from playing with guys like History Guy, Gold River, and anyone else that they happen to invite to our squad. So Heroes and Generals is still going to be a thing, but it's going to very much be the same that it has been, very sporadic and dirty with friends. Complete opposite of that is Rising Storm. Still going to play Rising Storm and Red Orchestra 2. That's a game I primarily play by myself simply because I enjoy playing it by myself a lot more than I do Heroes and Generals. For those of you who may not have noticed, if you watch the Rising Storm Red Orchestra series, I basically played 2 or 3 hours one day of playing as the Americans, and I recorded the whole session. I'm uploading it battle by battle every couple weeks, every week or so, until I run out of that backstock of video, and then I'm eventually going to record another stint, maybe as the Germans, maybe as the Japanese, maybe as the Russians, maybe as the Americans again. I don't know. Or maybe just random funny videos that, or great battles that I have, again, akin to War Thunder and World Warships. I like being able to do that because it gives me something. I can play 2 or 3 hours of Rising Storm and have videos to upload at a moment's notice if I'm going out of town, or if if I'm unable to upload something that day, or if I go a long time without having a good game in anything, and I can say, you know what, we'll just add a Rising Storm video because it's what I have available. So that's kind of, and if Rising Storm is a fun game as well, I very much enjoy it. So Rising Storm is going to continue. In fact, I'm probably going to upload the next segment of the American campaign I played sometime in the next few days, because I need to get through that and upload them so I can move on to the next one. And then the last one on the list is the one that is, ironically enough, it's some of the most viewed videos on the channel. But I think that's because some of the videos were released when people were looking for Star Wars Battlefront. And so they accidentally found these videos, watched 5 seconds of it, which counted as a view, and then they went, oh, wrong game. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I have been playing a lot of because when I had no internet, it's one of the few games on my computer that, you know, had a single player offline mode that I could get to without having to log into the game through the internet. And I've been playing a lot of that, and before my internet went down, I did download the giant mod pack that you can, you know, play as Knights of the Old Republic and new classes of troopers for the various factions and different heroes you can play as in different maps. So I've been really going through that. I'm going to continue playing that. I'm going to continue uploading the campaign series very sporadically, simply because I love Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's one of the premier games of my childhood. So it's not the most popular thing, but you know what? I really enjoy playing it, so it's going to be something that stays on the channel, mostly for my own enjoyment and for the few people that do tune in and watch them. Games that might be coming in the future, not really anything off the top of my head that I can either afford or want to play at the moment. There is one I do want to try out, and that is Naval Action. If you don't know what Naval Action is, it's on Steam. It's in alpha right now, and it's basically an Age of Sail type games where you're sailing around in wooden warships. You can play as the Spanish, the French, the English, the early American naval fleet, pirate, and you go around in different ship classes. You raid ports, you can attack other players, you can get involved in huge PvP battles if you want to. You can capture other people's ships, build your own ships, get your ships captured. It's still in very early alpha, but from what I've seen on YouTube and on their Steam page and on various streamers who have streamed the game, it looks very fun. It's very time-consuming because it is very realistic as far as you have to sail with the wind. Your cannons are not the most accurate thing depending on what range you're firing at. So that's a game I'm interested in just for the nature of what the game is. It's something very different. It's not your, you know, space or your World War II game. It's very akin to Pirates of the Caribbean. So that is something I'm looking at playing. As far as anything else, you know, there have been stuff that has interested me. Stuff that I haven't played similar games to them in a very long time, like The Division looks very fun. But I haven't played a game similar to Division since I was playing on console. I don't really have any first-person shooters, Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything along those lines on my PC, so it's been a while since I've played them. But I'd be willing to look into games like The Division, Squad. Squad looks intense, and stuff like that. Plus, there's other games I'm going to download that I'm probably not going to stream, but we can discuss those later. So that's kind of it as far as games and the channel overall. The only other thing would be schedule. I'm not going to form a schedule, simply because I'm looking for work. I don't know what I'm going to get hour-wise as far as work goes in the next few months. I never know day-to-day if I'm going to be, my dad asked me if I could run a delivery for him or come down to his small business and help him out. I might have an out-of-town trip one weekend. I'm not going to say I'm going to release a video on this day, on this day, on this day, on this day. I'm going to release World of Warships, then a War Thunder, then a Heroes and Generals, then another World of Warships. I'm not going to confine myself to that box. I'm not at a point with YouTube that I want to do that. And that's the thing, I don't think I ever will be, simply because I'm doing this mostly as a hobby right now. I'm not looking to, at least for the time being, I'm not looking to make this my career. I'm very much interested in a career in law enforcement, and I do want to pursue that. But in the meantime, this is something that I can kind of do as a hobby, kind of channel my creative energy into something on my downtime. So that's kind of where the YouTube channel is as a whole for me. There are just two more things I want to address, and these are some comments that I've gotten from you guys, and I want to address two of them right now, simply because they ask pertinent questions or raise a specific topic that I do want to discuss with you guys. So the first one comes from the Mad, and let me pull it up here because my internet is being finicky. Enjoy whatever gameplay I have chosen to put in the background while I do this. Hang on, wait for it. Wait for it. Alright, so the first one comes from the Mad about 2 weeks ago on one of the ranked battle videos I did. He says, "Hey Dragon, your vids are good, nice commentary, thank you, and good gameplay, thank you very much for that. But your video quality at 720p is kind of crap. Granted. Fix that and you'll get subscribers and a lot more views." I do appreciate the feedback, the Mad, if you do see this. Hello. To that I say this: when I built my PC, which I did, I built my own PC, and I should probably find what I did with the stats that I wrote down on that, maybe put them in the description. When I built my PC, it was originally on a somewhat tight budget. I spent only about $900. So and my goal was to just create a PC that was powerful enough to run games like War Thunder and World of Warships and Grand Theft Auto and all these games at, you know, good quality settings that wouldn't burn out the computer, and it was mainly intended to be a gaming PC, but not, you know, a crazy big high-end one. It gets the job done at a reasonable price. When I was planning on building that computer, I did not consider the fact that I may want to record and upload and that sort of thing. So when I do record, I don't have an extra drive to record to. I'm going to work on getting that. And just the computing power of my computer when running a game and recording, it's just not quite there to do 1080p recording. I get choppy video, I get very, very, very low frame rates. And again, I will openly admit right now, I'm not a computer whiz. I don't know everything there is to know about computers. I don't even know everything there is to know about gaming. I'll openly admit that. So, it is something I'm working on, and I haven't just written it off. I have spent a couple hours I think about 3 times over the last 2 months, just turning on War Thunder, getting into a custom battle with bots and stuff, and just adjusting settings, trying to record, seeing if it works or not, changing the settings again, trying to record. I've done hours of that, and I just can't seem to find the combination of settings that work at 1080p to have decent frame rate and non-choppy video. So it is something I'm working on. I'm hoping to maybe upgrade sometime in the back end of this year, if I'm able to save up enough money to maybe boost my CPU or boost my graphics card or get an external drive, and see if any of those things will help. And as far as the fixing it so that I can get more subscribers and views, you know, I appreciate the subscribers and views I have, and I understand that people do appreciate, and I do appreciate being able to watch videos at 1080p when I can. But you know, it's not a big deal to me, and I don't mean that I don't care about who's watching it. I don't mean that in the sense of, well, this is what I put up, this is what you're gonna get. It's just I'm more concerned with the quality of content as far as the gameplay and the commentary, as opposed to the quality of the video itself when it gets uploaded. 720p is decent enough. That was my low bar limit. I knew I had to meet. Because anything below that, it starts getting low quality. 720p is the best I can do at the moment, and I appreciate the people who tolerate that and watch my videos regardless. But your point is taken in that the technology is out there for me to easily do 1080p. I just have to save up and invest in it. So I appreciate your pointing that out. It is something I'm trying to work on, but for now, 720p 60 FPS is going to be the best I can do under the circumstances. The last thing I want to address, and this is a fairly significant topic that just kind of went over my head in the first few months of recording, and was pointed out to me a few weeks ago, and this is from the Macker on another of my ranked battle videos. For those of you who may not have noticed, I tend to drop some profanities pretty regularly in my videos. It's not something I do because I'm trying to puff my chest and look cool. It's just when you're raised with three brothers. I'm the oldest of three brothers who are all teenagers at the same time, and you're BSing with each other and BSing with friends. It's just kind of something that just formed out of not habit or, I think some people out there understand what I'm trying to say. It's just kind of become part of just BSing with my siblings, BSing with friends. Another part of that is, the Macker pointed this out in one of the videos. He said, well, why do you use such language? I kind of took that initial comment as kind of an offhand, trolling type comment, oh my goodness. Kind of like I didn't realize the intent behind what the Macker was saying. I thought it was just kind of an offhand, you see comments like that all the time, oh my gosh, such language. And I kind of responded in kind of another offhand way. And then the Macker came back and highlighted that he was sincere about what he was saying. So he and I went back and forth in the comments. And he pointed out that there are, sorry as I adjust my mic, he pointed out that there are YouTubers that are able to post high quality content and keep the swearing and profanity to a minimum. And I realize that, and I appreciate it, and I've actually taken some time to think about it and formulate kind of a plan going forward, and how I plan to address the Macker's comments and concerns. And it comes down to this. In the household I was raised, again, three brothers, and I love my parents, I love my siblings, but we were very much kind of a casual family when it came to when we were hanging out as a family in our own home. Very casual. We weren't running around the house like, a band of pirates cursing everything, but my parents knew that if we were playing, like Star Wars Battlefront 2 or something, and one of us cursed out the other, nothing, guttural and truly, truly disgusting, but the occasional, you suck, what the hell, fuck you, stuff like that, pardon me for swearing in context, but, and one of the phrases the Macker pointed out that a lot of people do have contention with is, God damn it, or Christ, stuff like that. And having a very, very, very Catholic grandmother, trust me, I've been whacked on the back of that plenty of times for taking the Lord's name in vain. It's not that I do it to seem like more, I'm not trying to do it to be a cool guy, I'm not trying to do it to be, some sort of debonair, swaggerous person. It's just when I'm in the mode of playing video games or hanging out with friends, I kind of go into this relaxed state. Now, by contrast, I don't do this if I'm, at work, in a public venue, hanging out with, large groups of people, or in a setting where it would I don't do it in inappropriate times. I do have the ability to filter. I do this very frequently when I am working with the Boy Scouts of America. I'm a longtime scout, I'm an Eagle Scout, and I'm now an Assistant Scoutmaster, and I very much have an incredibly different personality at scout meetings than I do hanging out with my friends. And even when I was a scout, I would hang out with friends from scouts outside of scouting and have a little bit more of those casual moments where we were being, rambunctious teenagers saying things that, would be, a little bit colorful or a little bit off taste. But when we were at scout meetings, I was the guy who would go to them and be like, you need to watch what you're doing. So I've thought about what the Macker said, I've thought about this in my videos, and I realize, although I'm playing video games and I don't forget that I'm recording, but I forget that what I'm saying is going to be on the internet in front of thousands and millions and trillions, not trillions, billions of people potentially. Going forward, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to treat YouTube videos similar to the way I treat scout meetings or scouting events. I joke, I have fun, but I don't profanely, I don't use profanity to the point that it is distasteful. I may let something slip because, again, I'm in a 400 square foot studio apartment by myself. So I don't have the filter on all the time. But if I do say something, I'll try to either bleep it out or substitute it with some sort of PC and or PG fake swear. I'm sure you guys can think of hundreds and hundreds that you uttered in front of parents to try to avoid getting in trouble. But yeah, I don't want people to come here and feel uncomfortable if I'm using language that they don't like. So the Macker, I appreciate you pointing this out to me. It is going to be something I attempt to fix. I just ask that if anyone out there does have a problem with swearing and I let something slip, don't attack me. I'm working on it. I'm going to try to curb it. I'm going to do my best. So I appreciate the Macker and the Mad for posing those questions in the comments. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen to this. I don't even want to look at how long this has been. Oh, 26 minutes, cool. Not that bad. I'll probably cut it down, but I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune into this. I appreciate you guys taking the time to leave comments on my videos. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas for what I should do in the various games, or ideas for games I should look into getting, I would appreciate the feedback in the comments below. And yeah, I look forward to more videos and regular YouTube service returning on this channel in the next week. So I will catch you guys in the next video I upload. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and peace out.